A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and today on the Vlog-A-Thon 5.0, well, apart from what I've already talked about, I've previously talked a bit about Nerf Secrets Revealed and how the franchise itself is slowly expanding and turning itself into a bit more than a series of continuation efforts. But for this part of the Vlog-A-Thon, let's go ahead and specifically focus on Hot Wheels hilarity. Because, as it turns out, there's quite a lot of new stuff that I have to show off. Maybe more importantly though, the community development that has really gone through quite a lot just to give me more popularity. It turns out that Hot Wheels hilarity has become quite an ignition source for subscriber and viewership boosts. The ratings on both ends, alongside other analytics, are certainly through the roof by this point. And I guess the good news on Hot Wheels hilarity and how the 7th season is currently running just keeps getting better at this point. It's not just the high viewership, the amount of watch hours I get on these episodes, nor the subscribers that I earn from all of this content. But it's certainly worth noting. One big factor that's probably going to overshadow everything I've ever done with the series so far since its introduction in July 2018 is the fact that I'm getting very close to episode 200. Now, much like how with another franchise of mine, Gaming with Kaiju Force Neo, I did something pretty special for episode 200 of that series a long time ago. But with HWH, I'm probably going to do the same. I'm going to do a huge special. In terms of ideas, however, let's just say there's probably not a whole lot I can come up with. Could be a highlight reel set to a remixed version of a copyrighted song, as I have in fact featured a bunch of copyrighted songs, both original and remix versions, here on the channel, primarily in that series alone. And I got a feeling that through that's probably been helping in terms of boosting subscriber count, viewership, and watch hours. But other than that, with all the ideas that I've come up with so far, it's going to be kind of hard to run out of good ideas. Some might appear to be bland, but it's all just the efforts to allow my mind to get some creative thought and to have a little bit more control over what kind of content that I would want to create for this series itself. But probably the biggest thing of all that concerns me is just the fact that HWH doesn't really have an infinite supply in terms of layouts. Ideas of all sorts might be everywhere when you really think about it, but maybe it's not going to be that common. I can't really say for sure if all of that is really going to be a helpful source in terms of allowing me to have better control over how much content I produce or how much is uploaded onto the channel. Or maybe, better than this, I probably should have some better ideas here and there. Maybe ideas that are found to be a little more clever could probably be even better than what I've already done. After all, one episode in particular, which is about me unboxing a bunch of Hot Wheels models set to some royalty-free music, apparently that had skyrocketed in terms of views recently. For that, I cannot really describe exactly how that took place and how that's possibly happening, but to some extent, I will at least be grateful for the fact that people are coming to view my channel for this content. Some people really are big fans of Race Grooves, and I have mentioned that Hot Wheels hilarity is more or less an inspiration of Race Grooves and their series called Track Time, which has been very long running since the early 2010s. But even if that's still running today, it's not at all as common as it used to be. They're not quite as abundant with that content, mostly in terms of the fact a lot of people just have lives. That I can at least understand. I do have myself a good life out there with a lot of cool stuff. A nice, well-paying job with tons of rewards, and sometimes free stuff that I can get out of it. But maybe more importantly, the time and money that I put into the series is going to be rather effective in terms of what content I can produce, what ideas I can come up with, and potentially the rewards that I get out of them. My rewards specifically are going to be about the views, the watch hours, and of course the subscribers that eventually pile up on top of each other on the channel itself. But let's be real though. Hot Wheels Hilarity and Nerf Secret Revealed, while they technically serve as the backbone to my channel's community growth and content production, and the fact that they are still around even today and going very strong as much as possible, it's going to be a little difficult to piece together other stuff that I could probably use as a way to compete with any of them. Though, of course, the next part of the Vlog-A-Thon is going to focus specifically on another long-running franchise that I've had on the channel, and let's just say, it's definitely the biggest. It's what served as the biggest content growth conduit that I've ever possibly had. Gaming with Kaiju Force Neo. In the next issue of Vlog-A-Thon, I will in fact talk about just that. But until then, if you want to see more, go down to my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.